Hello and welcome to my Dare to Be Happy podcast. I'm Luisa Tillmann and I'm coach for ease and happiness at your job and for a positive mindset. I'm super happy that you are listening to this episode of my Dare to Be Happy podcast because I would say this is one of the most important topics to be really happy in your job. And it's a kind of a secret and it's something you might not expect to hear and listen to when you keep listening. So I'm excited to share with you something very strange. So when you are currently in the situation that you are not super happy in your job, you might look forward to the weekend, you might look forward to your vacation, and you can't really enjoy every day. You go to work because you have to, you go to work because you need to earn money, but it's actually not really giving you any joy, or maybe just a little bit of joy. But most of the time you're kind of just looking at the watch or saying, oh no, another meeting or whatever it is. So I think you know what I mean. So when you're just not really 100% happy in what you do to earn money. So if you feel like, this is me, then I would recommend you to keep listening. Or if you know somebody who is in that situation, just waiting for the weekend, just waiting for the holidays, and not really kind of at least have a 80% happiness, or having happiness in 80% of what they do for earning money, then please recommend them this episode because I think it can be really life-changing. So when people come to me, and are interested in a coaching and they say, I want to be more happy in my job, I want to have a different job, I want to switch my job, I want to change my career. Usually I tell them, I'm not sure if I'm the right coach for you. And then they say, oh, okay, why? You are here for making people happy and having a job with ease, etc. And then I say, yeah, that's true. But I'm not a coach who supports you in just finding a new passion or changing the job. It can be a result of the coaching, but it doesn't have to be. Because one of the most important secrets is really, and don't laugh now, but it's really to fall in love again with your current job. And what does it mean? I mean, it means that if you are super unhappy in your job, if you are not satisfied, if you are not content in what you do and how you do it, this is a position of lack. This is a more a negative position out of which it's often not so easy to get into the right position or into a new job you might love. And the second reason is, very often when we then just switch job, we might notice, wow, now I'm motivated. Wow, it's great. But after a while, we might come back to that same situation. And then we choose the same solution to switch job. But we didn't really tackle the main, deeper topics inside. So what I usually tell my clients then is, I want to work with you, however, only when you are open to kind of whatever solution is out there. And also when you are open to fall in love again with your current job, position, whatever it is. They usually are a little bit kind of, how do you say, like they did not expect, or they usually don't expect that answer from me. However, my success and the success of my coaches proves that this is the right way to do. So how can you do that without a coach, or how can you try and test it? So it's really about understanding, observing, and evaluating what you do. What do you do at your job? what was the reason why you ever started that job? So why are you doing what you're doing? There must have been a reason why you started that job. Try to put yourself back into that moment when you started the job and you were super excited and you had certain expectations. And what was it? What excited you about the job? What is your why for that job? Why do you do what you do at the moment? And this is a super, super important step to do, because very often we forget about why we started that position, why we were so excited at the beginning. And then try to understand why, if you are not anymore excited about these topics, or if these topics are just gone from your job description, or what happened that you're not excited anymore. So I think this is a super important point, to really understand your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What was the reason why you started that job? The second thing I might ask you to do on the way to fall in love again with your current position is that you kind of observe what you do, how you do it, and you kind of try to understand what are the parts which give you pleasure, what are the parts which you're doing with ease, what are the parts you really don't like. And to understand that, you really should reflect. You should try to understand your emotions in the specific situations. Try to read them and unfold them to understand what is really laying behind it. Why don't you like whatever topic? Why do you love whatever topic? And then you have the possibility to really focus on the areas which you really like and where you are good at. As a base for that, you should really understand what are your key motivators. What is really motivating you, and also on what are you really good at? What is your super strength, your superpower? So these are kind of reflections you can do in an evening, in a morning, in a afternoon exercise or journaling moment. And this will help you and guide you as well to see what is really the area I really love, still love at my job, and what not, and how can you change it. And then the last piece of it is as well to really kind of evolve your knowledge. So really try to understand which direction is it I want to develop. So which area I want to gain more knowledge or want to learn something new. So these are kind of 3 areas where you can start working on in order to fall in love again with your job. It doesn't mean that you will love your job after doing these exercises 100%. But that's also not the aim. The aim of this exercise is to try to fall in love again with your job. Maybe it fits and it works, and maybe not. But then you are very clear about what is motivating you and how can I get that? What are my key strengths and how can I use them? It also tells you the why. Why did I start that job? What was kind of I was excited about, and what is it now I would be excited about? Is it still the same thing? Is it something different? And what is it what I want to learn and develop for? So this was a very tiny sneak preview of how you can try and work on falling in love again with your current job. When you have the feeling, wow, yeah, it's getting better. It doesn't mean that you need to stay in your job, in your position. But if you then start searching for something new, you exactly know what you want, what you need, what are your key motivators, what needs to be given in your future, in your new role, right? So this is the reason, and you also would start to apply for new positions out of a moment or out of a position of strength, out of a position of abundance, because you don't have this lack of, oh, I need to get out of here, right? You rather have the mindset of, yeah, I have some areas in my job I really felt in love again, but then there's still some they are okay, but I want to have them different, and this is how I want them. And then you can search for the right position. So I hope this was helpful. And if you want to understand more about your motivators, your preferences, and your strength and your potential derailers as well, there's also the possibility of a very specific assessment. It's kind of a personality assessment. It's called Hogan, Hogain. And this is a super powerful tool you can use to find that out. You can't do it by yourself, so you need to find a coach for it. I'm a certified Hogan coach, so if you are interested visit my homepage and we can find a date where we can do a debriefing and a coaching session based on the results of that Hogan personality test. It gives you very clear, what are your strengths? What do others see as strength in you? What observe others as potential derailers or, let's say, weaknesses in you where you can maybe start working on. But then, very important, what is it what is motivating you? What is your preference? So this is something super helpful. So if you want to have some support on that one, let me know. And of course, if you are not 100% happy in your job, if you have the feeling, oh my God, I live only from weekend to weekend and holiday to holiday, and I get headache when I have to go to work and I don't really like it. Just think about one thing. We all have one life, at least being conscious, or being consciously. How do you want to spend your life? Wouldn't it be great to do something where you feel really, I want to do that, and I really like it, and I really enjoy going to work at least 90% of the time? So if you are in a position that you are not really happy on what you do, you have too much hustle, too much stress, you don't have the feeling it's an easy way of earning your money, or if you have the feeling you always have to do extra efforts in order to be good, please let me know. I'm super happy to support you. Let's see if I have a free spot, but I just can tell you it's so important to have a job you are really committed to, you like, you have the passion for it, and I can support you in finding out what that would look like and how you get there. So thank you very much for listening, for liking or recommending this episode or the whole podcast. You can visit my homepage, luisatillmann.com. You can send me an email. You can find me on Instagram, luisatillmann_coaching. So if you have questions, if you want to book a chemistry call to have a 30 minutes exclusive conversation with me about your topic, and then we can see if we can work together or if I can help you or not. So let me know, and thanks for listening. And now have a great morning, afternoon, day, whatever you are listening from. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Your Luisa.